All right. I think we are live, Ivan. We skipped a
We
number,
should be.
but this could be episode 5 of Hive Mind.
Well, it is whatever episode we say it is, right? It's at
Exactly.
the post-modernity where reality doesn't really matter.
Prediction markets are shaping reality. We are prediction markets. I'm just going to post this and we'll get started. And then I will also post it from my account. We are live with episode 5 of Hive Mind. Tune in. Sounds good. Yeah, and I'll post it on my personal, and we'll get going.
Yeah. While you're up there promoting our stuff, let me go through, well, today's agenda, huh? So we're going to talk about some
All right, go ahead.
prediction market, Twitter slash, also outside of Twitter, some media exposure fresh off the Wall Street Journal press today. We'll talk about that. Then we'll look at a shutdown. Some Fed chair roundup, I guess, is going to be done in terms of the nomination after today. Then
Yeah.
we'll obviously talk about how the Fed changes in the future. Iran, and what else? I think you want to talk about the Grammys, right?
A little bit of Grammys, a little bit of Super Bowl, get some pop culture in here. I think it's time we ignore the geopolitics and get some juicy stuff going, eh?
Sure, why not?
Okay, so yeah, I think we're live, so we'll get started. Yeah, well, I was thinking about the week in prediction market Twitter, so we'll look at all the news events and we'll start, I guess, fresh. Yeah, right off the press is nice transition. There we go. Is the Wall Street Journal. So this article just came out today. Alex Osipovich, he always is writing articles about prediction markets and Polymarket, and the latest one is about Polymarket once again, talking about Shane Coplin, CEO, shaggy hair, 27-year-old. And there were a couple of new information in this that I hadn't seen before. I don't know if there was anything that caught your eye. One of the things was, I think he goes to meetings shirtless. Yeah, right here. Did
Oh,
you
yeah.
see
I
that?
actually
And
didn't.
he's passionate about his work. So I think that was cool. We know how Shane is, his personality, but this was interesting to see, right?
Yeah, actually, I did. I that flew past, past me. I didn't even see that. But yeah, like the most interesting thing, in my opinion, was where they mentioned that which market was it? The markets that they don't want
Dildo.
to hack. Really.
Yeah.
Yeah, the dildo one. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, so they don't want the dildo ones, but the fart ones are still okay because hot air rises, so and hot air also increases liquidity.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, we'll see. I mean, they're big enough now to be mentioned in the Wall Street Journal with like sort of, it's not really an exclusive, but like a big front page article, because actually it was on the wall. I was just checking out the Wall Street Journal to see what's up there. And it was really like front page, right, smack down in the middle of it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's just the way things are going now. Pretty well for Polymarket, but as we know, like I like to caution, the next big rules cock, the next fuck up is not far away. So I hope they take this to heart that with all this exposure,
Hmm.
uh, staying professional is still should be right top of the agenda, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, from this article, I mean, talking about how prediction markets are going mainstream, there was the goal, well, not the Grammys last night. We can start going through the bookmarks. Grammys last night, where Trevor Noah. Did you watch the Grammys? I know you're in a different time zone, but I don't know if you saw this clip. Trevor Noah basically shouted out Polymarket. Let's see if we can get
Oh,
the audio
really?
going here.
Welcome back to the Grammys. Potato. If you had me saying potato on Polymarket, you just made a ton of money. So congratulations, Noah underscore 22, whoever that is. Welcome.
Did you hear that or no?
No, actually, it doesn't work
Isn't that
via the call. But if you tell me that he did,
so? No,
that's good
he
enough.
said.
That's interesting. I didn't actually know that. Holy shit!
Yeah, so
Well, 18
they
million.
came back from commercial and he said, "Welcome back, potato." if you had me saying potato on Polymarket, you just made a lot of money. Like he actually just flat out said Polymarket.
Okay.
And then he's like, oh, the user Noah underscore 22 just made a lot of money, and his name's Trevor Noah. So I think it's a
Uh,
joke about insider trading. So kind of cool.
was there were there mentioned markets for that?
There was mention markets on what he would say, on what would be said during the Grammys. Yeah.
Okay.
So potato wasn't one of them, but there were a couple of them. So Billy
I
Ice,
see.
Trump, Super Bowl, all
Okay.
of these resolved yes, and I guess these no's have not resolved yet. I think people are talking about if it counts for like the red carpet versus the actual event. I don't know why these haven't resolved yet, but
Mhm.
not a lot of volume. $34,000 total, so not much.
Oh,
Kalshi had a mention market as well. They did a lot more volume. They're a lot of fun with mentions, so they did well. But
mm,
yeah, it's kind of cool to see. I mean, I don't know if this was paid or if this was natural, but it was a pretty good joke, I think.
okay. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. I actually I didn't know that. The only thing I saw about the Grammys was Trump ranting about him. But I
Yeah,
didn't actually see the play market thing. So that's
yeah,
interesting.
yeah. That's
Yeah.
cool. Okay, what else did we see with news this week? Crypto is going down. I don't know what are your
That's not
holdings.
news. That's standard procedure.
Okay,
That's not
well,
news.
uh, the joke is always when crypto goes down, everyone's getting liquidated, but you can't get liquidated on prediction markets. I bookmark this just to. I've seen that often, and Nico is a guy I like, so like to shout him out and
Yeah,
see him
Nico's
because
doing well. Yeah,
my
yeah. Shout out.
goodness,
Yeah.
incredible! What 20 grand in a month? Not too bad, not too shabby. But yeah, I'm still holding my forever Bitcoins and my forever ETHs. Not doing too well.
Well, good luck with that. You're braver than I am.
Yeah, exactly. And then about I had titled one of these ideas "Breaking the Fourth Wall." Um, if you know what I mean by that, it's like where prediction markets are starting to influence reality, or the other way around, reality is influencing prediction markets. So this tweet was, I mean, Hive broke the news on Twitter, but where the I guess the director of the OPM, who is supposed to be the resolution source for the government shutdown, was tweeted at or replied to about will the OPM website update at midnight, because that was something that people were betting on. Once the shutdown, the funding lapse was confirmed that there would be a funding lapse over the weekend. Um, the traders were left wondering, would the government actually shut down as per the resolution source, which is the OPM app or the website? And
Mm.
that was still trading at like 90%, 80, 90, between 70 and 90%. So there was still a big unknown there. So someone, I guess, replied to Scott Cupper and asked him, will you guys be updating it? And Scott has said, how do you know there will be a shutdown? We will update the website if need be. You got your wish, website will be updated. And this username also was a Polymarket trader,
Eh,
117,000 shares of yes. I got the OPM director to personally confirm that the bet will win. I'm so insane. So I don't know if I have strong feelings about this one, maybe a little bit negative, but yeah, I don't know. What are your thoughts on breaking the fourth wall of PMs?
well, enjoy while it lasts. Because in 2028 it might all be over, or in 2028 it's going to be how shall I say institutionalized really for forever. Yeah, Joe, I don't know. Like about this one, actually, not really that much. I mean, it's more the actually the previous one made me more think of that, which I
Hmm.
don't really like. These are the kinds of markets that I don't really like so much because they can get scammed really easily. You know, like with this fourth wall breaking, and you can make people very upset with that.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is a little bit dangerous. This one, I don't know. I sort of saw that. Seems pretty vanilla, I guess.
Yeah, I mean it should have happened anyways. I remember what back in November when the last government shutdown happened, and I lost a lot betting that the site would be changed, and it didn't in time by midnight. Got I think it was like 4 or 5 a.m. the next day, so I lost quite a lot on that one. So this is just people pinging him and say, "Hey, remember to update the website," which isn't the worst.
I mean, in a way, like if it comes back to like there being sort of good markets. Um, you could even see this as sort of holding your public servant accountable in a way.
Mhm.
Obviously, it's for the wrong reasons, really, but nevertheless, it still stands. So this would be something, yeah, to think about. If there is a way to market out to market that, to incentivize that, that these crooks are actually held accountable. Obviously, then on the other hand, you have this insider trading thing. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's interesting. Nevertheless, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. Oh, I had bookmarked this for myself, but Grammys was last night. Yeah, Trevor Noah mentioned Polymarket, but my biggest trade, I ended up selling most of it before the actual result. But best new artist, there were a couple of upsets for the Grammys. I know that Golden Globes, I think, was what 36 out of 38 or something like that was the result of the favorites winning. But for the Grammys, I think many of the underdogs ended up winning. See if I can find some of them. But Song of the Year was a big upset. Um, if I can get this up, how do you get so Golden by that K-pop song that was at 80%, 70%, and it ended up losing. Um,
Hmm.
there was Best Pop Solo. That one was, I think, 90% for Sabrina Carpenter. It lost. Um, so Grammys was not the best showing for prediction markets predicting it, I guess. But again,
Why,
10%
why, why do you,
happens.
why do you think all these favorites lost?
I don't know. I think there's
I
so
mean,
many squares. There are a lot of squares
yeah,
in these kinds of markets. Everyone's trading on or betting on who they like. So I mean, this is such low volume. We should look at the
it's
Kalshi
like,
market
yeah,
for this.
10K, yeah, right.
We
It's
should look
not
at the
really
Kalshi
significant.
market because they had millions. But like Manchild was a strong favorite. It was 90% right before the award came out, and it lost. And this is just, I guess, Sabrina Carpenter fans betting on her to win instead of Lola Young, a
Mm,
British girl, not many Brits trading, and
mm,
and she doesn't win, and she ends up winning, right? So there were a lot more upsets this one. Best New Artist was the one I liked. I mean, it was a lock from the very start. There was no way she would lose. The competition was nothing. And Olivia Dean, I don't know if you know any of her music. I don't know how up to date with the music.
I have no clue who that person
Okay.
is.
Well,
Yeah.
she was 18% a long time ago. Then her song started getting popular and people really liked her, and she was a strong favorite the whole way, and just a smooth sailing up to 100. I got in 40, 60, 70, ended up selling at 85 and 90 before the result came out. But yeah, this was a fun market. Next one is Oscars. Um, the Oscars are going to be good. Best Picture
There,
is
yeah, I'm not really trading that, but there at least I know a couple because I saw a couple of the movies, like one battle after another. It's,
yeah.
it's interesting, like I don't know from a prediction market perspective, but like that Sinners got so many nominations because it's like horror adjacent movie,
Mhm.
and it got crazy many nominations. So yeah, I guess culture is changing in that sense a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, what else? Yeah, another crypto post. If you started with 1 million and you set 100,000 on fire over the last 3 months, you'd be outperforming Bitcoin. Ouch. Yeah,
Thanks.
we could move off of crypto. That's really killing me. That's why I've been saving it. Okay. Coin toss is a market that Polymarket put up that Kalshi, I guess 80 High is saying they haven't put it up yet, or aren't going to put it up. But it's a market that Kalshi hasn't put up and Polymarket did. Is this anything of note? Does it show morals at all, or does it
I
matter?
think bookies used to have that too, didn't they?
Yeah, all the sports books do.
Yeah,
But I think the 80 High's argument is that the coin toss is I guess, yeah, purely luck based coin toss roulette slots. You can't gamble on a gamble. You know, you can't gamble on gambling. So that's something that Kalshi definitely can't
sure.
make markets off of. but I guess
Yeah.
I'm genuinely proud of Kalshi for not listing the market and not going down the path of markets based on synthetic risk. Hey, if they end up putting a coin toss market up this week before the Super Bowl, that'll be a good dunk. But yeah, it's a bit interesting to me at least.
Yeah, I don't know. If that's where you draw the line, then I guess whatever.
What a line to draw. 136,000 views. I mean, wonder what the comments are. People like, uh, I agree. Okay. Pre-recorded talk show hosts. Cool story. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It doesn't seem like that big a deal to me. I don't think I'm applauding Kalshi that much, but for not putting it up, if they put it up, I would have no problems either. If you give me 50-50, a zero EV coin toss, that's better than the sports books, which are adding vig to it, right? So anything is better. Um, Last thing, this was from last Monday. I don't know if Nico wants me to post it, but there's a tweet that was deleted about copy trading. Someone, I guess, posts his P&L and says, wow, look at this trader. This guy started with $1 and he has an arbitrage bot. You know, all those tweets, those AI slop tweets.
Mhm.
So probably something like that. And he's like, no, I don't want copy traders. And this goes back to that question about what are copy traders a big deal? Do you think that they hurt you in your ability to get liquidity or not? I don't know.
Depends on your strategies. I mean, I know Nico, or I suspect Nico does like many lower volume markets. So for him, probably or so, yeah. In general, I feel like the EV to being public, I don't know, it's kind of diminished. Because back like a year or so ago, or like when I started doing like these sort of trading journals once a month, they were very tiny. I mean, I don't want to say I was the first one because obviously there were like Domer and people already out there as traders, but I was the first one kind of doing this like each month, like a little recap. And now everyone's doing it, and everyone,
They're
like
doing
if
it
they
about
made
you
yeah, not
without you
not
even.
0.3% win on some bond. They're like, oh my god, look at this, like 20K. I won like $30 on that. So now it makes me want to share less really, and I don't know. I'm not really sure. What is the benefit now of being public or like that public, unless you're already really really public, like Domer, for example. But other than that,
Yeah. I probably agree with you. I mean, no one's copying me anymore. But
yeah,
until I start winning again. But yeah, I
yeah.
mean, I probably agree. There's so many low liquidity markets, especially I guess the ones that Nico or some lower. Well, he's got a pretty good bankroll now. But these more grinder people, where they really
Mm.
grind the markets and really try hard to extract the maximum alpha that they can. It's tough to get size down if when you place a market buy, people just take the market up all the way, right? So
Yeah.
it can be gamed for sure, and there are people who've done that, but it happens, and just got to deal with it. I want to I know on Friday you had done Fed chair recap with profit, but I do want to bring back your nightmares a little bit. I mean, you made money, so it's not too bad. But I want to just talk a little bit about the way the market is currently going, because apparently it's not over. Is this anything
I don't
happening?
know.
Because there's people betting a lot on Judy Shelton to, I guess, win. Do you know what's going on there?
Yeah, I think this was because Warsh, like 50 other people, or however, I mean, probably 500 other people, but Polymarket had like 50 up, and each one of them resolved to yes, being mentioned in the Epstein files, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he was in there too. I
Okay.
don't even know what about. I guess it was something vanilla. So yeah, it's just a bunch of crazy people trying to flip a meme coin, in my opinion. Like everyone's on either Warsh yes or Judy Shelton no, so am I. Yeah, I just hope they, fax the thing over to the Senate and we can get it over with. I hope it doesn't take another 2 weeks, but you never know with this
Yeah.
administration. Yeah, other than that, yeah.
I do want to
Nothing.
show you this. A new stream sponsor we have is stand.trade. And this is a layout I wanted to show where it's basically, this is the stand.trade site. They're a Polymarket and Kalshi terminal. And what you can basically do on their Octobox is a feature on their website. You can have all of the markets that up to 8 markets, I think, on one page, and you can trade them directly. If I'm signed in, you can trade them directly from this place, right? So
Mhm.
you can execute trades immediately all at once, right? So this is pretty good. And you can see, I mean, the graph for Warsh was 99.9 right after the result, right? Did I
It was
remember it
close.
right?
I
Yeah.
think the top, like I think the top yes holder, he's back holding at like 99.5 or something, and then it went down. I think like the lowest was around 97, I think, or 96.8, and now it's like at 98.5, and we're waiting.
Yeah. And you think waiting is, yeah, I remember on Friday you said you want to extract the maximum that you can because of the pain you had to endure.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, well, no, I mean, nothing, unless he drops dead, literally, like nothing. I don't see any other risk vector. Trump is not going to change his mind on on the very very handsome central casting Kevin, so that's not a risk. Yeah, it's just however long it takes. I mean, there is another Polymarket on when they're going to nominate him, and I think
Yes.
end of week was like 60% or something. If you can find that one.
The 6th,
Oh, yeah, I think that's the one.
67% for the 6th, which I guess is what, Thursday, Friday.
Friday, yeah.
Low liquidity,
Like
but
super
yeah.
low liquidity, but like sort of, like directionally. So it's kind of 50-50 or a little bit more. But again, I mean, they could like 2 weeks. I also don't know. I just hope they get it over with. But from the bonds that I know about, that's one of the better ones, in my opinion. You can also take Judy Shelton no if you think, like if you don't want to take the risk of Kevin Warsh. But
end of the day today, 6.9 is the spread there. Low liquidity again, but I don't know. I guess you could get some no's at 94.5. Not the worst. Yeah. Anyways, I just want to show this Octobox because I like it a lot. I use Stand often, so and then the one I mainly used it for back when Iran, the explosions happened in Tehran. I had all 8 strikes for Iran strike. I think it was end of day, end of the next day. So it was like the 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 23, 31 February, like all of these. And I had all 8 of them up looking at like where the arbitrage was. Cause sometimes you'd have March above June, which doesn't make sense. So I would try to correct the odds there. So that's what main utility of the Octobox for me was. But yeah, we can actually talk about U.S. strikes Iran, eh? We should get on that because I guess as of last night, the strikes have been, or as of yesterday morning, the strikes have been averted. Is this true? Let's look at some graphs here.
yeah, it's getting interesting now in terms of where I potentially might want to enter. Yes, if I do enter yes. Actually, I bought that was incredible. I bought the absolute peak bottom on the end of February market. Like I think I had like 40 or maybe even to 38. I'm not sure. Right there. I bought really that, but then I paper handed it a little bit. So it was. I think I sold a little bit around 50, and then I sold a little bit more around 60-ish, so a little bit higher than 60. Now it's already at 75 if you're on no.
Yeah. I sold yesterday at 68, I think. I don't know. I mean,
so somewhere there. Yeah.
This stuff, Middle East, I remember last year when you tweeted out after the Israel strike and then the US strike, I'm never going to touch Middle East markets again. And I was like, yeah, I agree with you. And every time it happens, I go back into it. I made some money on this stuff, but definitely should be sizing up more, especially when Trump, whatever Trump says, you just bet the opposite. And if he hasn't said anything in a couple days, then they're going to attack. That's what happened last time, right? Or back during the nuclear talks in June. It's like, oh, we're going to have talks on Sunday, and then they attack. Or
it's an interesting situation. It's very complex, and I feel like I mean, I said this in one of the discords that like the start of the talks, that's going to be the yes dip you want to buy, because my hunch is just that Iran is going to be too rigid to accept, or like both rather, but especially Iran is going to be too rigid for this deal to happen. But I don't know. We'll see. I'm still potentially. I mean, especially now, like now after no dumped between 20 and 40 cents on different strikes. Now you don't really want to get in on no. So now if you're on no, I guess you just hold, or I'm thinking about yes, but I'm not in a hurry at all. See how it goes.
Yeah, so February went from 40 to, I don't know if this, I guess the dates don't really matter. So that's almost a 2x, and June also, I think, almost a 2x. So they all tracked each other. So there was no divergence. Sometimes when you have like, well, during that Tehran explosion, how all of these markets were like trading so closely together, implying that if it doesn't happen today, it's not going to happen for a while, right? But these ones, I guess, are all tracking each other, so it's more linear. The correlation of
Yeah,
okay, so
now the prices make a little bit more sense. Also because like the market, or the timeline rather, told the market, what to, like, explicitly told them. There was some analyst or someone saying like, it could have, if it happens, it's going to happen in the next 2 to 8 weeks or something. So the market was like, aha, okay, yeah, thank you for this information. Now it's pricing it in, because for a long time, actually, like March and June were very, very close. I think even on Saturday, if you go back, I think like 2-3 days ago, March and June were extremely close, like a 3-4 cent differential, which again doesn't really make sense to me. But now the prices, like they make more, at least the difference between them makes more sense in my opinion.
So what is the bull case? I mean, all the sharps are on no, right? Anon is someone we want to figure out who he is, 1 million in profit, and they're on the right side of everything. Shutdown.
This guy is I asked around. This guy is extremely sharp, or at least I presume he's extremely sharp. For now, he's up 1.2 million. So I guess for now he is extremely sharp. Some old school crypto guy. He's like 2017 or maybe even 2013. He's balls deep in the no strikes across different strikes or strike days. Hungarian also. We found out, or rather, someone found it out, and I asked about it. I didn't find out anything. Interesting account, very interesting. I would watch this account. Looks like a very sharp person to me.
Good.
Yeah, everyone's on no. We'll see. There are a few. I saw a few nothing ever happens accounts. If you look at June, for example,
Domer,
there's some
120,000 for today.
Yeah, but Domer sometimes buys these lottos and doesn't really mean anything.
Yeah.
Like on the longer one, some people hedged, GOP fans, Swiss Miss, but they have also like shorter no's. So tough one. Middle East is always tough. We'll see. I still sort of think it happens, but I haven't really. I'm not eager to get in. I haven't done the research, and if I get to it, then I might bet, or I might just not bet.
Well, what is the bull case happening for it right now? Is there
Iran is too rigid. Like the Ayatollah has too much of a say in the negotiations, or basically it's, to me, that's at least what it looks like to me. It's a matter of whether the US is flexible enough, whether they agreed on this maximalist deal that they want everything, wrapped up in. I mean, it's always one deal, with Trump, it's always just one document, and it's one wish list, and then things never happen. Like quote unquote deal. So that's the US, and on Iran side, it's whether they are willing to tell them at least that they're going to give up the nuclear program, so the enrichment, the ballistic missiles, limit them, all these things put together. And I strongly suspect the Ayatollah is not willing to do any of that. Whether he's going to give, his negotiation team enough, room to maneuver, that's something we will see. So if I suspect if you want yes, at the start of the negotiations, I might be a good spot, but it might also go to zero. I can't tell you. I'm not. I also just follow a couple of analysts. So
I mean, I would always be on no. The one that you had talked about last week with Semaphore was Khamenei to leave Iran. That's the stone cold lock.
Yeah,
It'll
that's
never
the lock.
happen. I think I got in a little bit.
You're already up. When did I shout it out? It was like a week ago, right?
Shares. It was 1 week ago. I got in at can see what my price is. Leave. How do I search up leave? Okay, I guess I can't search it up. But I did have it. Oh, lever in 88 cents, 94. So I'm up 6 cents, 6%. Thank
Yeah,
you. Thank
there's
you,
a bond.
Ivan. It's a
Yeah,
bond. It's a bond. There we go.
yeah, there's just
Uh,
total bond.
it's 94 cents. But I mean, March 31st. So I know you have a massive bankroll. You're the richest guy in the world. You can put up a lot of money on here. But would you take this at 94 cents, or would you rather at least have a little bit of a gamble for the high return of will he be out of power? Where you can get much better return there, even better 2 days ago, or the strike, or
No,
regime change.
you mean on the no side for all of these?
Yeah, like would you rather
Yeah,
be
I mean,
on regime
yeah,
fall at 90 or leave at 94? Depends, I guess, risk
I
tolerance, but
probably, bro, between those two, I'd probably take the 94 one
mhm.
because again, like I don't really like for the 3, 4, 5 cent difference. Don't really like this regime fall. The rules there, it's not so far fetched in my opinion that you get some sort of situation where the rules kind of bite you in the ass. But if you choose between this one and the fleeing option, yeah, probably that one looks a bit better. I mean, if they strike, it's again, if it's conditional probability. So do they strike? What kind of strike is it? Do they want to go after him or not? Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I actually, what I did, I sold a bunch of my long-term yeses. So it was
Mhm.
around 50 or so, and price now dipped a little bit. I think actually, if you want to get in on Ayatollah, no, you might even want to try the longer one and speculate a bit on that one collapsing more. So yeah, either June or even December, because yeah, you see like went down 5, 5, 6 cents. I sold above mostly above 50.
Mhm.
Or actually no win at all. It's not there's nothing to show off. But yeah, it's dumping quite a bit. So they imagine they negotiate for at least a couple of weeks, which could easily happen. And it doesn't go too. It goes like, oh well, okay, could easily go to like 35 or something baseline basically. So
Mhm. Interesting. Um, okay. Those make sense to me. Yeah, get on the nose. But you're a big proponent of don't take the long strikes if you're betting no, right? I remember that for Venezuela.
I am. Yeah. No, this one is just so my idea here would be I'm not advocating for taking it, but my idea would be that the market prices in a lot more like a return to normal, more like quite quickly. So, for example, what you can see now is in Venezuela, the market, the Delcy market, Delcy to stay in power, it went up quite a bit from I think it was like 55 or something, and then the last few days, even less than a week or so. I think now
Yeah,
we
go
got a
ahead.
little bit of
Sorry, go ahead.
yeah.
Go ahead.
All right. Yeah. So in Venezuela, it went up like 10 cents or so. So Delcy to stay in.
Mhm.
So
I
at some
heard
point, the
something.
market realizes that like this is the new normal.
Mhm.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, 667. This is interesting. This is actually now approaching sort of my buy zone, or so rather sell zone. Not yet, but around like 75, coming into 80. I think about selling. Oh yeah, and I think it was tied to like the prisoner release. At least they said they were going to do a prisoner release. I don't know if it happens or not. So this was my initial idea for buying that market. Like things will look normal for a while, for a couple of weeks or months. I mean, if she lasts into end of Q1, I think this will trade above 80. Should and then I'd probably sell
Yeah.
because it's still months to go. But the market, like it depreciated in a non-linear way. But time is obviously linear, right? So we still have, only 3 months have passed and still have another 9 to go. And I think something like this will be the idea behind the Ayatollah trade. But again, the baseline is only like 30-ish, right? It's not going to fall below the 30. So how much juice is there to squeeze less than in this one?
Yeah. No, this I remember we had talked about this. I think I got on. I don't know if I have any shares of this, but maybe on Kalshi at 50 cents when you had mentioned it, and now it's the
Yeah,
time. Yeah, you had talked about your exit was in the 70s, and we're almost there. Yeah, just 7% just in the last couple days,
yeah.
day and a half. So
And
Sounds
it's
like a
only
good time.
1 month past, right? So if she lasts another month, I hope, another month where Trump, tells everyone how cool she is and is going well, blah blah. Should be above 75 easily, in my opinion.
Yeah. Are there any other markets that you've been looking at lately?
Not so much,
What's
really.
next?
No.
I mean, last week was Pat. I mean, last week I can put up the the last week recap again. Um, Graphic, but last week was packed. I mean, government shutdown, Fed chair announcement, Grammys. I mean, that was honestly one of the greatest weeks in prediction markets for making money. But yeah,
Djokovic, right? Because all you guys really need him.
Djokovic, yes.
So Australian
So
Open.
I mean,
Um,
was it you and Semaphore that had argued about that, eh? About
yeah, no, but he was on
Djokovic.
the first match, and when I woke up for the first match, that's when things look still great for my bet. 'Cause I had the Sinner on the outright.
Mhm.
Yeah, so but those were actually the interesting thing there is not so much what happened, but how much volume the markets generated. So I was looking at them.
Yeah,
And Polymarket did less than, so that's the winner one, right? But then there were, the specific,
game.
like the markets for the matches. Yeah.
Yeah.
Polymarket did, I think, like half of, at least for the Alcaraz match, for the semi. I didn't look at the final, but for the semi, it was like half of Betfair's volume. And Kalshi did a lot more than Betfair's volume.
Hmm.
So these, they've already pretty much taken, I guess, it's not even they're not even really taking Betfair's liquidity because it's very UK based, but
Okay.
they're sucking up a lot of the other liquidity that wants to really trade these sports markets, in a the trading way, right?
Yeah.
So it will be interesting to look at, especially now, with Champions League, how liquid the markets are going to be, and then going into summer, obviously into FIFA. I think those will do big numbers, and they will be. I don't know how profitable they will be, but they will be good to trade and quite easy to
Mhm.
trade as well in
This
terms of
coming
liquidity.
from PMT. I missed it earlier. He asked if we did the Grammys recap. We did, just a light one. I know PMT. He made some money. He had a stream yesterday where he talked to two pop culture experts, and they had given their two picks, both underdogs, one 20 cents and one 10 cents. The 20 cent one won, which isn't too bad. They faded Golden at 80 cents, so that was a good bet there. Yeah, I need to lock in on pop culture a bit more. This week I have Billboard. I don't know. It's probably on a Cal sheet. Billboard. Um, my pick is probably going to be choosing Texas for number one, based off of the charts. I didn't look at today's data, but based off of the charts, I don't think I can sign in. No, I gotta sign in. She's doing pretty well. Olivia Dean is up here because she performed last night and she won Best New Artist. So that's her bull case that off of tomorrow's data, um, for today, she's going to have a big bump, maybe pushing her to first place. But I think she's a bit too far behind. So if anyone wants a pick, I will put my high five for this week is choosing Texas at very low liquidity, but 69 cents here. That's my pick. But no, Grammys were incredible. All right. Can I convert Ivan to culture markets? Did I make a good case, Ivan?
But I mean, Oscars maybe.
Have
At
you
least
have you
Oscars,
built
like
a have
I
you
saw a
gotten
couple of
anything?
movies. All these artists, I literally don't know any one of them because I don't listen to pop music. So thank God,
Brutal.
actually. So yeah, Oscars. I can't really price them. I mean, I saw at least the two favorites. Um, I suppose one of them wins. I don't know. Like the one battle after another is a bit of it's interesting because it's sort of it's not really a political movie, but kind of like a bit. It feels like like a political movie in this era, and the other one is something completely different. So yeah,
Yeah, no. So,
on these ones I would at least tell you, if you give me a tip,
well, in
and
our
I at
Discord,
least
we had brought up one battle after another. It was at 80 cents. Then after I forget what Golden Globes, it shot down because I think Sinners won the Golden Globe
Mm,
for best drama. Um,
mm,
but the thing here is, so Gayton had tweeted in December, and he retweeted himself yesterday. that the song of the year favorite on Kalshi, when it's over 50%, it has never won in the
Hmm.
four years of existence. So I guess 2022, Driver's
Mhm.
License, Olivia Rodrigo was a big favorite, went to zero. Leave the Door Open wins. 2023, Easy on Me, which was 52, I guess, went to zero. I don't know who won. Um, 2023, the winner was zero point 0.1 cents. It was 1 cent before it was announced. 2024, What Was I Made For ended up winning as a big underdog. And then last year, Not Like Us won. Birds of a Feather, which is Billie Eilish, had lost. And this year, again,
Mm.
same thing happened. The 80% favorite lost. So this stuff happens. And Best Picture, I would like to know. Yeah, so favorite last year, Honora, it was 66 and it ended up winning. So
Mm.
that's, I guess, insight. I don't know if we can get data on 2024. Let's see. This would be interesting if we can find out. Where is Best Picture? Let's search up 2024. Would that come up? But if the favorite, maybe the favorite wins in Oscars and it doesn't in Grammys, 2024 Best Picture. Let's see. Okay, another
Oh,
favorite that won, Oppenheimer. Well, that was, I guess, more obvious. uh, and 2023, let's see. Okay, so the
okay.
favorite wins. So if
Okay.
we're picking,
Oh, we might want to bet then one battle after another, right?
yeah, so I have a position on one battle after another because of the Discord, the guy that I forgot who it was, but had mentioned after the Golden Globes, hey, I know it dumped today, but let's get on it. So I started
Mm.
building size on it, a couple grand on it. And I mean, I haven't watched any movies in 2025, basically just locked in trading and losing money. But I would probably take one battle after another here. I got in at 68 last week. I think if we can look last week, yeah, 68 cents last week, dipped to 65. And I mean, Kalshi has pretty incredible volume on this stuff, 7 mil, and we're a month out. I don't know what Polly's doing here, Best Picture.
Actually, I had
Um,
that one. I
oh
had
my
it.
God, 11 mil. Oh my goodness. Wow.
Mm.
This is amazing liquidity for this. I guess it's been out for a while, but good. A lot of
Yeah.
and a lot of liquidity too, right? 27 grand if you want to bet on yes. Okay,
Right.
Domer commented only one underdog has won Best Picture in the past few years, Coda. Let's see, was that 2022? When was Coda? Uh, yes, 2022.
Mm.
Okay, so a week
What,
out.
what genre is that? I can't remember that one.
Best Picture wasn't the movie about the blind, am I right? Deaf? Yes, something like that. Yeah, deaf
I
family.
no.
I remember watching 20 minutes of this and then turning it off after it won. But okay, it was an underdog the week before, and then I guess a favorite right
Mm.
before the award show. And Power of the
But I
Dog
mean,
was
with
the
one
favorite.
one battle after another, I really know almost nothing about this, but isn't like the Oscars kind of woke and one battle after another? It's not a woke movie, but it's it has like these, like leftish elements, like where the it talks about migration and sort of ICE, not really like it doesn't name. Well, actually, I think it even names ICE. So it feels, at least to me, as an outsider looking in, it feels like the kind of movie they would like, and especially since the second favorite Sinners is it's like a horror adjacent movie. I loved it. It's great. But I have a hard time seeing that movie's winning an Oscar for Best Picture. I mean, it's going to get a couple of other Oscars, but Best Picture,
Yeah,
I mean, out there.
I again, I haven't watched these movies, but I think just looking at for me, the price movement, I guess is not much of an indication, but I was happy to buy when the first dump happened, and I'm still happy here at 70. I
When
was
is it?
buying. This is March the 6th, March 15. Wow.
I'm
Okay, so
not
over a
15.
month.
Yeah,
We don't
still
have
have
many
time.
awards. I mean, Grammys and Golden Globes were 2 weeks apart, but this I guess is over a month.
Yeah.
But no, I was happy to buy Olivia Dean yesterday at 70, 75. I think I bought like 30,000 shares or something crazy of Olivia Dean in one market buy. Um,
Mm.
and yeah, so I'm happy with that at 70, and I'm probably happy here getting this as well. But we'll see. I don't want to I don't want to shill it too hard because I don't have a big position here. I'm not tied to it, but yeah, that's my stance here. Maybe you'll become a culture sharp.
I mean, maybe I'll on this one I might tell you. Actually, I had it very early, but then I cheated it because I didn't want to just hold it for months and months on end.
Cool.
But yeah, this one makes sense to me. I was actually surprised that Sean Penn, I think he's a best or supporting actor. He dumped quite a bit because he was, in my opinion, like the standout character in the film. But then, yeah, someone else. Yeah, I didn't see the sentimental value one, so I can't tell. I guess the guy's going to win. I don't know, judged on by the odds. But yeah, Sean Penn was really good. So
cool. Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe I'll watch these movies for next week and we'll talk about it. One thing I did want to talk about, because this is happening soon, and J Mac, thank you for reminding me, is the halftime show. All right, so I don't know if you will end up watching okay, bad transition there. If you're gonna end up watching the Super Bowl, I don't know if it fits with your time zone. It said 6:30 Eastern, so not the worst, I guess, for you, but maybe a bit too late.
So 6:30.
6:30 Eastern. Halftime show is probably like 7:38
Yeah,
Eastern.
right. But when you're in your mid-30s, then if you go to bed after midnight, you get kind of shot. So actually, 6:30 is okay. Yeah, but I'll probably skip it.
So this is you again. Okay, mid-30s. Do you listen to Bad Bunny? No.
At least this guy, I heard about him. It was
Okay.
more from Gaten, but yeah, I heard about him. Yeah.
Okay. So he tweeted today actually about this because the price movement. I don't think the insiders have gotten to this market yet. I remember last year there were leaks going around a couple days out, but we're still just under a week out. Okay, so it's not, maybe the leak could be coming in soon. But yeah, Bad Bunny opener. I've been listening to the entire discography of Bad Bunny for the past 2 weeks, trying to just imagine what visual would I put on the stage as an opener or as a closer, and who's going to be performing with him, because Cardi B was a big favorite a week ago, back down to 50-50. But yeah, these songs on Wednesday or Thursday, sometime this week, I'm looking to have a stream where we just listen to Bad Bunny for hours and figure out what his first song is going to be. But until then, this is a market that I'm looking at, and I wanna have a fun position here. I don't want to be wrecked by insiders, because last year the market was pretty much dead a couple days out, so you really couldn't gamble on it. But yeah, I don't know if you recognize any of these names.
No, absolutely nothing. But what happens when the insiders come in? Where does the price go?
Liquidity just disappears. I mean, once the books. So I think the sports books were the first to figure out that there was some leak, so they pull all the markets, and then the moment that happens, Polymarket just goes to a big spread, and it's just you really can't do much. I can put in bids and get some fills, but under 1,000 shares each bracket to figure out what songs will be played. Kendrick halftime. If I remember last year, there was like a whole set list that got leaked, and what songs will he perform? Okay, 183,000 in volume, but it was basically, yeah, I mean, this is what it's trading at 8%. Then once you figure out that it's going to happen, here the spread was just incredibly wide. I don't know, like these, you can infer a little bit from the Polymarket chart, but you can just see this is probably just a wide spread. Just each buy is bringing it up and down. The bots are penny jumping each other, So this is what happens here.
Yeah, it's nothing.
All right, so it's not the best, but they are fun markets to trade, and if you can get some square fills, you win some free money. So can't complain there. Yeah, so I like Baile for first song or last song, and I'm leaning towards it being the last song. But there's so many factors to this.
This one, if it's like an insider trade, is it going to be, what we talked about one time, like where you have this one is like an actual insider market where the information gets priced in, and then you have these degenerates who try to get on the other side of it, who try to fud the price. Is that going to be one of these markets, right? So it trades like at 90 plus, and then people speculate on it actually not being an insider.
Yeah, so I think it's just a pure insider play where the set list just gets leaked, either from some of the dancers. I mean, the promo for this, and my idea for this halftime show is there's just going to be so many like salsa dancers or Latin dancers on the stage. Uh, and that means there's so many ways for this to get leaked. That's my idea here. What is his name? Benito? Something Benito? I wish I knew. Um, but basically, there's so many ways for it to get leaked that someone who has the set list and knows their choreography is going to just trade it on Kalshi or probably Kalshi and make their money, right? So where is this? Because of the Grammys, we're not being able to see the video that I'm looking for. It's this one where he's just dancing with people. It is this one. So you can see he's dancing with so many people to, I think, Baile, the song that I was talking about. So that pumped, when that promo got released, I think it pumped quite a bit, Baile. So was this last week? 2 weeks ago. Yeah, so this should be this pump from 16 all the way to 80 cents. Low liquidity, obviously. Right? You can't even see the liquidity sticks there. But then it comes back down. It come back down. So this is a good song to start with. I like this one. La Mudanza is what he opens with in his concerts. He just finished his tour, I think, or he's in his tour. And this is the song he opens with for every concert date. He ends it with DTMF when he does the encore. So there's a lot of analysis you can do to try to figure this out. But yeah, we'll see.
Good luck, I guess.
Good luck. Yeah, if I get the inside info, I'll post it on the Hive account after.
Yeah, when the insider comes in, I'll look at it just because I'm curious to see how it trades now.
Yeah. Okay, we're almost at the hour mark, so we can start wrapping it up here. I don't know if there's any other markets that you're interested in. I wonder you look at the highest liquidity markets, it's all sports. Maybe it is usually all sports, but especially now after last week, I guess Iran is the still variable. How long will the government shutdown last? I don't have strong opinions. I don't think you do. You always ask if there's anyone to have.
Really, no. I mean, this is like one of these technicality markets, so then I don't really like them, so I kind of skip them.
Yeah. Resolution source will be OPM's operating page. Okay, so this was the same issue as last time, where when the government is shutting down, the OPM website matters because that's how the workers know whether to go to work or not. But when it's opening back up, that site matters a little bit less. The midnight deadline matters less. You know what I mean? Where if you're open back up, and if back in November he signs the bill at like 9 p.m. and it's 95% that the OPM website will update, and it doesn't end up updating until 4 a.m. Functionally, that doesn't matter. But for the Polymarket, it was the difference between 50 pence making 20 grand or losing 600 grand, right? So really tough there. I lost also a lot. So I guess they've ran it back with the same rules. Information, okay. Consensus of credible reporting. This is good. Information from government sources. So it's a bit better. I guess they added this. Government shutdown. Government shutdown. I wonder what was last time. If this government shutdown and 40 mil in volume. This looks like something where I lost a lot of money in. Is this? Yeah. So this is just this operating status page. Okay. So this rules is better, where they added 2 extra resolution sources. So good for Polymarket. There won't be a rules cuck. I don't want to jinx it. Knock on wood. There won't be a rules cuck here. We'll see. Yeah, so that's this market. At least it's a bit more robust than last time.
This one, I think the only interesting thing, at least for me, there is if you go at, I think, 5 days. Yeah, look at the holders. So you have Domer on one side, and then this, like
Mm.
sharp, mysterious person on the other side. And actually, Domer is the only. Okay, no, A News is also on yes, but it's
Scotty,
mostly it's
Scotty
like
Slight.
no quoted.
Yeah, Scotty and Slight are on no. Cool. Interesting.
So
And this is including, let's see, what inclusive of the beginning, which was Saturday, right?
Saturday, right? So Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday is the fifth day.
Mm-hmm. Today, 99% Domer on no. Always taking the long shots. Why not? And this is an old account, 2021. Good.
Mhm.
Yes. So Domer and Enowen are on the opposite sides here. Interesting. Also here or no? Let's see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So battle of the OG versus the new guy on the block. Maybe he's an OG. Maybe it's Domer,
He's
the
an OG
conspiracy
crypto.
theory where it's
Yeah.
like your own alt, the what happened last week with the drama of that Epstein market. Remember? You're betting against yourself
Ah,
on
that
the
one.
alt
Yeah,
to hide. Yeah. So
yeah.
hey, this stuff happens, but this looks like a good battle. I will not be participating in this until it's a dispute and I lose a lot of money. All right then. Yeah, I think we're good here, eh?
Cool.
This is good. Thank you for being here this week, and thanks to all the viewers. Thank you, Domer and PMT, for asking some good questions and for giving us the insight. We'll be back next week. I'll be on in a couple days with. I won't spoil it yet, just because it's not confirmed. But looking to do some Bad Bunny analysis before the insiders come in. I'd like to get some deep research on Bad Bunny's music. We'll play it on the stream, no copyright issues. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Thank you to Stand for sponsoring the stream. I'd like to use it more on stream as well. Their terminal is great, so it's clean, crisp. Octobox is spectacular. Thank you guys. Thank you, Ivan.
Thank you. All right. See you next week.